The method for dedication of merits. Transfer of merit is a standard part of Buddhist spiritual discipline. This method of transferring merits is a traditional ritual called Kruid Nam. You may have seen Thai people pouring water from a pitcher into an empty bowl while a monk chants a kata or prayer. This ceremony of pouring water is performed by almost all Thai people when receiving blessings from monks after giving alms. The practice involves the person pouring water. When you offer the water, you are not providing water for the dead to drink. You are using the water as the medium to transmit your merits with, and the earth you pour it into is the witness to the fact that you are offering your merits. The practitioner's merit, resulting from good deeds, is transferred to dead relatives. The rewards are reflected back upon the one who dedicates the merits, resulting in the dead who receive the merits and return the dedication with fruits and blessings from their act. In Buddhism, merit transfer is seen as a better alternative than mourning. Such transfer is done mentally, and it is believed that the recipient can often receive this merit if they rejoice in the meritorious acts of the person transferring. The pouring of water from the pitcher, the giver, to the bowl, the receiver, is symbolic of the worthy actions of the person transferred to an individual who needs it. You should perform this as a monk gives blessings. Pouring water begins when the monk starts chanting. So if we don't identify the receivers or dedicate merit, they will not get it. It is true because pouring water to dedicate merit is one way to express our intention to transfer merit to the dead person we specified. While pouring the water, think of the person you wish to transfer the merit to, then make a wish for the merit. Then try to pour the water slowly by running the last drops into the empty bowl as the monks finish chanting the blessing. Only one person needs to perform the water pouring, and other people who wish to join in can touch the hand with each other while transferring the water. When it is finished, bring the bowl of water and pour it into the soil under the tree. The receiver is filled with joy and happiness as the water fills the empty bowl. This gesture also holds a lot of spiritual significance. When someone has made merit but didn't do the ceremony of pouring water to dedicate the merit to the dead person, the dead ones will not receive the merit. Speak out the names of the dead people you wish to reserve the merits. Make it clear that you want some fruits of your merits to remove the sufferings of those you have hurt. You must concentrate and think of the merits you might have made giving alms, and think of those you have harmed in the past, and dedicate the fruits of your merits to them. Say it with all your heart, not only with words, and mean it, then the person will receive those fruits of merits. This kata is a method of dedicating merits and may be used to cleanse a place's spiritual energy or mitigate recurring nightmares or spirits. It can also be performed to dedicate merits to your family or loved ones. Symbolically, the water signifies the generosity of living relatives or friends. This kata is for use by ordinary people. For the Buddhist monk, the kata used will differ. This kata used is called Bot Pae Metta. Prepare a pitcher or a teapot filled with water and an empty bowl. Let the water run to the last drops into the empty bowl while you finish the kata. Towards the end of the ceremony, think of your relatives or friends of the deceased when you pour the water from a pitcher or teapot into an empty bowl, saying, "May my, or our departed relatives share these merits." Then recite the following kata. When you start to recite the kata for transferring the merit, you should always pay respect to recite Namo Tassa's mantra 3 times before chanting the particular kata.
Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa.
Sup-pe-sat-tah ar-way-ra-hon-tu Abhaya-pacha-hon-tu Anika-hon-tu Sukhi attanang pariharantu.
Once in the Buddha's time, King Pimpasarn made merit and did not dedicate his merit to anyone. But some hungry ghosts were waiting for his transferred merit. The hungry ghosts had been King Pimpasarn's relatives a long time ago. They cheated the alms which people had prepared to offer to the monks in their previous lifetime. So, when they passed away, they were reborn as hungry ghosts. One day, King Pimpasarn built the Vairavan monastery and offered it to the monks. They had been troubled for a long time because of hunger and waited for King Pimpasarn to make and dedicate his merit to them. Unfortunately, King Pimpasarn did not dedicate them after making merit, so they were still hungry ghosts waiting for the dedicated merit and not reborn in the better realms. The king did not devote his merit to anyone as usual. However, this merit was exceptional because it was a great merit. The news of the Vairavan monastery building was the talk of the angels and ghosts. So these hungry ghosts also knew about it and were waiting for this merit. When they did not receive it as expected, they decided to protest. That night, these hungry ghosts went to scream around the palace loudly. Some of them appeared before the king. When the king saw and heard that, he was shocked and questioned what had happened. Did they want to defeat his kingdom or kill him? So, the next day, the king went to ask the Lord Buddha about the happening. The Lord Buddha told the king that these hungry ghosts were the king's relatives in his previous life. They did not want to hurt the king but wanted him to make merit and dedicate to them. When the king made merit again, the king should dedicate some merit to them as well. So, King Pimpasarn decided to make considerable merit again the following day and dedicated his merit to the hungry ghosts when the spirits rejoiced the king's merit. They received it at once and immediately changed their lives from hungry ghosts to better ones. Some were reborn as human beings, and some were reborn to be the celestial beings. So any time you make merit, remember to do the tradition of pouring water to dedicate merit to the dead. After making merits, recited the Kata to share the values with all beings. It is a good cause, and all we have to do is believe.